Microphone check, check, check 1 2, check 1 2. 30-second delay. What I need to start, I need to know, I need to be able to give me a signal when they're ready so I can start the music. By the dawn's early light, was so proudly hailed at the twilight's gleam, whose was bright and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets Bethlehem, the bumpers singing, and they flew through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
If Mr. Walker would step forward and lead us in Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. Please retire the colors. We will now ask the graduates to take their seats. We would like to take a moment of silence for the most recent victims of gun violence at Robb Elementary School in Texas. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our principal, Dr. Vita Giles Weeks, who will present us with the principal's welcome.
Good afternoon. Welcome, esteemed graduates, families, friends, distinguished faculty, and honored guests. We welcome you to our 8th annual commencement ceremony. This is a most joyous occasion to recognize the growth and many successes of our young people. I am Dr. Vita Giles Weeks, the proud principal of Northeast Ohio College Preparatory High School, home of the Neo Knights. On this day, it's important to show appreciation to all who labored daily at Neo High School. First, I must thank our teachers, our paraprofessionals, leadership team for continually challenging our scholars. Thank you, staff, for all of your diligence in making Neo High School a great place to learn. The Neo staff poured into our young people daily. With all of the changes due to COVID, our Neo staff never lost sight of what our purpose is, which is to usher these young adults into being productive and well-educated citizens. Your continued efforts and resourcefulness does not go unnoticed. We also would be remiss if we did not thank our sponsor, the Ohio Council of Community Schools, our board, and the Excel management team for their vision and resolute spirit in making this day possible. Last but most important, we have to thank you, the families, for providing the support, the guidance that has fostered the success of these fine young adults. We appreciate your tireless effort and support for our program, because without you, ladies and gentlemen, we could not continue to flourish and grow as an institution. So we thank you. To the class of 2022, it's your high school graduation. It is a major milestone, a sacred rite of passage, if you will. It marks the completion of a chapter in your life, a chapter that was filled with tears, laughter, friendship, hardship, but most importantly, personal growth. While at Neo, we have watched you grow and develop grit, tenacity, empathy, fortitude, gratitude, and many other skill sets in spite of everything and the chaos that's going on in our world today. You relied on many friendships formed during your time here at Neo. They helped you through the tough times. Just know that some of these bonds will stand the test of time, while some will falter in mere months. But regardless if they stand the test of time or falter, the bonds that you have made are great. And rest assured, you have developed what you need to be successful in life. Remember to focus on the great things you have accomplished, as well as the next steps you will take tomorrow, because today is one day in a lifetime of wondrous adventures that are to come. Congratulations to the remarkable, wonderful, resolute class of 2022. This is a glorious time in your lives. It is my hope, as well as the hope of the entire Neo staff, that we have been there for you to help you achieve your goals, make it through some of those tough times, but most importantly, help you to grow up. And in some way, help you to celebrate and appreciate your successes, your lives, and your future. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, You are knights forever. Come back, give back. You are scholars for life. Thank you, and we love you.
I would like to introduce to the podium Dr. Lee DeLorge with words of encouragement. Dr. DeLorge.
the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride. It will encourage you to do another task and another and another. By the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Capstone was your first main task. Continue your persistence. Go out in the world and continue to make your bets. Work your plan, accomplish your goals, achieve your dreams. You've brought a great deal to the world, and I'm so proud of you and honored to have been your teacher. I will forever be grateful and hold you in my heart. My hope for you is that this world will give you all the wonderful things that you desire. Until we meet again.
Every year she begins senior capstone with, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Screaming, hair pulling, crying, threats. They're just not going to make it. They're just not going to make it. And then, look at you, you made it. Please give yourselves and your wonderful senior capstone lead teacher a big hand of applause. Mr. Lattimore. "2022, this is for you."
As I turned up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see kids in the street, lining up to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A sun with this disregard, a broken bottom top, and a one-man store. They follow each other on the window, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his way, and no message could make any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. You're mine, that man in the mirror. I'm asking you to change his ways. And know this.
We want to thank our Neo choir. They really worked hard. They really wanted to give you something special. And I think they did a good job. Give them a hand. There were tears and thrills with that one, too. At this time, we're going to bring to the stage our valedictorian, Ms. Jasmine Mcdonald. Good time.
Good afternoon, parents, faculty, administration, and most importantly, graduates of the graduating class of 2022. My name is Jasmine Mcdonald, and it is my honor to be speaking to you all today as valedictorian for the class of 2022. Today is the day to mark what will be the start of the rest of our lives. We have so much to be thankful for today as we take the following steps in life. We have received a great education here at Neo High School thanks to our fine teachers and administrators. We are now prepared to move on and take on whatever challenges and obstacles that come our way. Fellow graduates, we have been through so much in the past 4 years, especially when COVID hit us. Everything had to change. We were already taught how to work through a major crisis. We were already taught how to work through a crisis, a major one at that, so we can't let anything get in our way. Whether you all are deciding to go to college, trade, military, or whatever you all may have in mind, just know you can do it. Remember your connections and contacts. They will be very beneficial in life. Let's also take a minute to thank our families and those who care for us most. Our moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and all. Without them, where would we honestly be? It always takes a little support from that one family member that makes us want to keep going. Let me just speak for us all when I say thank you, we love you, we appreciate you. Especially considering we wouldn't be here right now without you. Finally, let us say thanks for all of our friendships. Without the support from each other, things would have been a lot different. Besides our teachers and family, we are the ones who really got us through the years. From group chats, to partnering up, to late night phone calls, we did everything together to make sure we all succeeded. That's exactly why we are here today, to finally just be able to say we did it. We earned this right big time. With that being said, take on all the advice you've been given throughout the years. That way, when you leave here today, you can celebrate what you have accomplished and look forward to what's next in life. Congratulations, class of 2022.
And now we welcome to the podium our salutatorian, Mr. Edward Gibson.
The memories we have in school, sometimes our first memories are about the first friends we made. We may have even worried that making friends might be hard, but in the end, it was these friends that kept us going in school. Second is how our friends helped us learn respect and responsibility. We learned that respect were bond and how important it is to treat each other the way you want to be treated. These very same friends helped us through the hard time and keep working hard even when it was tough or we felt sad. Our friends taught us to keep trying and trying until we succeed. There, there will be some things that come at us. What I learned and what I have to say to you is don't give up. Fight for what is right and make the right choices in life. We learned some great things here at NEO. Take that with you into life and have a good time.
Brought me here. And he told me, he said, you'll like it here. He said, I like it here. He said, you should come. You were right. I like it here. Thank you for having me. Give him a hand.
Good job, Ed.
At this time, we'd like to share more of our NEO talent by bringing to the stage with an original spoken word presentation, caps and gowns, Mr. James Robinson.
The caps, the gowns, the robes, the crown, the titles of today, like the morning sun, will surely pass away. Conceal your learning while you make, no list emulation. Let others seek the road to fame, strive not for reputation. The hill is long and hard to climb, that leads you to success. True greatness, after all, is just a test of usefulness. Graduation day is finally here. Graduation day is finally here. Your dreams are due pursuit. All your hard work is paid off. We are so very proud of you. The nights of study, the projects due, you did all of them, and more too. It has all paid off. Your studying is done. We hope you make time to enjoy some fun. Always remember, life is a learning journey. Keep filling your mind with all things that is worth. May the happiness you feel today be a feeling that you keep as you go on your way. May life be happy and good to you. May you find success in all you do.
Mr. James Robinson, caps and gowns. Dr. Weeks spoke about going but coming back. Getting what you needed to get from here, but coming and giving back. That is something that has always been a tradition. Normally, we would have a former student, and we had one planned, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond his control, he could not be here. So we're going to move on to our keynote. But we want you to keep in mind, each one, reach back. Each one, reach one. So as you go out and make wonderful choices, as you pick yourself up from some of the choices that weren't so wonderful, do come back and give back. I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Terry Webb, Assistant Professor of Counseling at Tri-C. Let me Get my notes. Take off my glasses. Reverend Dr. Terry A. Webb serves as an assistant professor of counseling at Cuyahoga Community College. Professor Webb has more than 25 years of secondary and post-secondary supervision and teaching experience. He has also worked with federally funded TRIO programs, which serve students who are of low income, first generation to attend college, or students with disabilities, and has worked with adult basic literacy education programs. In addition, Professor Webb works as a family therapist and with young adults with issues of anxiety and behavior. He also teaches general studies and religious studies, as well as provides counseling services for the students of Cuyahoga Community College. Professor Webb holds a master's degree in clinical counseling and is currently pursuing a doctoral degree in educational leadership with an emphasis in behavioral health. I beg your pardon. He's got that. He is a licensed professional counselor for mental health through the state of Ohio and holds a national board certification from the National Board for Certified Counselors, Inc. Professor Webb is also a seminary graduate and is a licensed and ordained member of the clergy. Welcome, Reverend Dr. Terry A. Webb.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I'm flattered. That's a whole biography of me. I like that. I have 35 years of higher ed experience, and I'm the dean of that division now. And I have been now for 5 years. And I've had my doctorate now, almost 6. I waited till I was old to do it. Y'all better not do that. Y'all better do it when y'all young. But do it. All right, here we go. Just in case you're curious, I am honored that your principal, Dr. Weeks, allowed me this privilege to be able to come here to talk to you all today, and that a friend of mine, Ms. Carolyn Young, we worked together at Tri-C, and we both worked TRIO for years, and I actually benefited from being in TRIO when I was you all's age at Case Western Reserve University, and it really got me on track to go where I needed to go. And I want to congratulate you all, too, because being high school graduates is not something to be taken lightly in today's society. This is a great achievement that you have in being here today, doing what you have done to be here. And I got to say, I am impressed with the way that y'all sitting out there with y'all families. That is beautiful that you can sit at the table with your families when you graduated from high school. I might steal that idea and see if I can pass it on somewhere. I think that is awesome, because parents deserve a round of applause. Give them one. You want to know why? Because they know you and they still love you. They know you and still like you. And being a father myself, I know many a days I question my choice. But I'm glad that I did it anyway. But here we go. I'm going to get started here. I want to talk to you all, too, today about, since I have a recorded mic, I can move around. I'm not here in the capacity of clergy, too, since this is being recorded and the college is going to hear it. I like my job. So here we go. I'm going to talk to you all about unleash the greatness that's within you. One of the things that I really learned as a result of going to high school, because I grew up in the suburbs of Cleveland, 79th and Kenton. And as we progressed in high school, we moved on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky on 93rd and Kenton. And so as a result of that, along the way, I learned a lot of things in life that really have been something that has guided me in helping potentially even thousands of students attain greatness in this society. It touched my heart to even get here to see Mr. Walker. Believe it or not, he's older than me. I'm the Black Doogie Howser. He's way older than me, but he was a student of mine when he was at Case Western Reserve University of Rhode Island. So don't start doing math either. I'm 39. We had that, I got the money. But I'm gonna share with you some things about me to let you know about unleashing your greatness. I'm one of potentially 17 kids by my father. I'm one of 11 by my mother and father. And I stand here to tell you today that I'm here, not by happenstance, I'm here because of people who looked out for me. And they saw something in me that I did not see. I grew up in an environment of which it was not safe and had nothing to do with where I was living. My mother is a felon. My father is right behind her. We grew up in a household. At that time, my older siblings were being called into Vietnam. At that time, we moved between the 6th and the 12th grade. We moved 8 or 9 times. I lost count. I just know how to live out of a Foot Locker and a box. My wife cried when I went to a family reunion with my sister, them talking about all the things we went through growing up. And when I was growing up, I would come home sometime in the winter, we wouldn't have utilities. The lights wouldn't come on. I've slept in my coat in the winter. I've been homeless, I've been hungry, I've been dejected. I've come home after a good basketball game, and I was so glad I played basketball. I loved it. That's probably why I need a hip and 2 knees now, up into my 40s. I really do need those, thinking I could do it. And we played in chucks. There was no padding. And so we busted up now, but I came home one day in the 6th grade. I had scored like 15, 16 points in a basketball game. I had never missed a free throw or anything. And I come into the house bounding up the stairs. And when I get in the house, my mother's at the top of the stairs shooting at my father. And my father's at the bottom of the stairs shooting back up at my mother. And as I grew up, I had a chance to get my hands on those guns, and I had them up until about 5 years ago. They were Saturday night specials. It might be a couple of old heads in here like me that know that those are unpredictable guns. They might go click, but they might not go bang. And so I was able actually to make it to be here. And as a result of that, one of the things that I do not tolerate from children when they come into my presence is to say that their life is hard and you cannot make it. I stand here today just about 60 years old. I've never had a mother's love. I've never had a father's love. I've never had anybody when I was growing up tell me they didn't love me, that wasn't trying to rob me, including my mother. So I stand here to tell you today, young people, that inside of you is greatness. You're looking at me, and I'm nowhere where I could have been, but I'm so much better than I could have been if I had went the way that they wanted me to go. And because of the kinship that you have with these wonderful instructors and people that you have in your life and your parents, don't take for granted your parents that are here with you today. Your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, those are resources that a lot of us did not have. The only reason we didn't get fostered and adopted out, my grandfather sold his farm in Georgia and came back and bought a house on 117th and Buckeye, one on Wimmerlink off Woodhill, and one on Dunlap to put my father's kids and his other son's kids in these 2-family houses so that we would not be adopted out and fostered out. And besides the fact, in reality, in the 60s and early 70s, nobody wanted to foster or adopt out a black child. So he saved our lives. The thing of it is, the reason I'm telling you this is that I have students come before me all the time telling me my life is hard. Stop being a punk. Life is never going to be easy for anybody. You have to continue to keep pushing and striving against the odds. And some of the mistakes I found in being in education 35 years is that too many young people listen to people who've never done anything and never been anywhere to give them any input on what they should do. If you're going to go somewhere and try to become somebody, you need to talk to somebody who is somebody and stop listening to your friends who are living in their mama's basement hoping that she get her Section 8 check. I've seen too much talent go by the wayside as an educator to the part, even though I am part Kryptonian, I even cried. Because I was sad to see this young talent go by the wayside, all because they valued somebody liking them instead of loving themselves. When I was a teacher, it used to crack me up. Kids be in the cafeteria talking about, well, they won't let me sit at the table. Well, they let you sit at theirs. Well, they're not the cool kids. What makes them cool? Because they can't read? Because they wear stolen clothes? Because what matters to them most is the name on their clothing more so than their name ever on a diploma? What makes them cool? Standing to tell you today, all of the kids that I grew up with that were super cool are dead. You better focus on getting you together and listening to people that can get you somewhere that you need to be. If you really want to be successful, you have to go at it with all that you got. Can we stop this myth in our community of a plan B? Anybody heard that besides me? Can we stop that garbage? It's potty thing. Don't ever worry about failing. It's inevitable. Some of y'all in here went to prom this year. Probably the first, second, and third person you asked to go to prom, but you didn't go. You failed. Some of y'all done tore up cars, but you still driving. Some of y'all snuck y'all mama car out the yard, and you still driving. You lucky you still alive. Some of y'all have done a lot of things. You are always going to fail at something. But look at it this way. Every time you fail at something, it gives you an opportunity to have a lexicon of information on how to be successful the next time you try to do something. I failed at more things than I succeeded at, but I thank God that I succeeded at what I succeeded at. Don't ever look down upon yourself and believe that you can. You can do anything that you want. By you graduated from high school, you have established for society that you know how to be an overcomer. Because some of you overcome some significant odds to be where you are. And sometimes it wasn't your family, it was you. I love that song, Man in the Mirror. Who do you see when you look in the mirror? Do you see what other people say about you, or do you see the truth about you? That'll hit you later. If you don't have any haters, you're not doing anything great. If nobody's talking about you, nobody's thinking about you. Somebody somewhere is always going to have something negative to say about you. Always live a life that whatever lie they tell, everybody can smell a lie because they know it's not you. And young people, I want you to grasp something else, and I'm going to be finishing in a minute because I'm not going to be long because I'm college graduation. I've done several of them this year. I don't want to beat y'all up because y'all are great. You're about to go out to the world right now, and I stand here as a professional educator, and I'm one of the ones that you come into the college and we help you get a life plan together. Do you know that the first time in history, you all can do anything you want to do? And we have a system in place to help you to do it. You want to start a business, we can help you. You want to do anything, we can help you. There are funds available. There are opportunities available. There's mentorship that is free. But there's a formula I have to give you for success. Does anybody here love math besides me? Only 4 hands went up. That's sad. That's sad. But you know what? I still love you. I don't care what you say. All right? I'm going to give you a little formula for success. I know you're not in class, you're not going to write it down, but I said with my college students. It's A squared PF. Then I'm done. First A is attitude. And attitude will keep you permanently underemployed or unemployed. I don't care how many letters you have after your name. Because nowadays with interviews, young people, if they call you for the interview, you have to convince me not to keep you. That'll hit you later. When I interview people, I get 100 applications. HR said we have to interview 5. Those 5 people we want to hire. The interview is to see which one we should hire. Your attitude will determine whether or not you're coachable. What we're looking for now in the world are young people who are coachable. So I know some of us have this good presence because I was that knucklehead. I know about that. Trust and believe. But the thing of it is, we want to try to look hard everywhere. We want everybody to take that. Nobody will talk to me in your kind of way. If you act right, people are going to treat you right. And those that don't step, leave them alone. And people being coachable. When I'm in these meetings throughout the country and stuff with professors and millionaires and near billionaires, they're saying, I need young people that are going to listen so I can teach them what I know so that they don't argue with me about stuff that don't make sense. One of the dumbest things I've ever heard come out of a kid's mouth, my mama said. I ain't saying nothing about your mama, but your mama ain't never ran a Fortune 500 company. She might have. I forget I'm on the west side. She might have. But we need to be coachable. We need to be approachable. And the next one is really big. Association. If you are broke in 10 years, it's because you're with broken people with no destiny and no vision to rise above the situations that they are in. So they wallow in a quagmire of despair and pain, complaining all the time about what they won't let me do, what I can't get to. This won't come to me. So then therefore you get caught up in that trap. Some of y'all in here like to gossip. Don't lie. Some of y'all like to be in everybody else's business. What about your own business? The quality of your life, I stopped being broke when I stopped hanging around broke people. Don't look down upon anybody, but some people you don't need to listen to. That one, your uncle that's living in your grandmama's basement, that ain't never owned a house or take care of his kids, and he gonna tell you how to handle your money, where he can't pay attention and his credit score is negative 50. And he really hoping that Big Mama going to pass so he can get the house, so he can lose it in 1 year because he can't pay the taxes. Or some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And the thing of it is that you need to be careful when you run with it. For you all young people, drop a nugget on you. Be careful what you take a picture of yourself doing. Because nothing ever leaves the internet. Teachers, politicians, government officials, a lot of people are losing opportunities because they took a picture of them doing something they ain't got no business doing. And they put it up thinking it's cute. And Jobs will have 2 police officers with a box meet you that morning and escort you off the property. Some people say, I got the right to have a personal life. If it's personal, it shouldn't be on the internet.
Uh-oh.
I don't need to know all that. Get persistent. Stop quitting. Stop quitting. If you start it, finish it. Some of y'all gonna start school in the fall. Some of y'all gonna start trade programs in the fall. Don't quit. Finish it. And don't stop looking at it. Anybody ran track, one of the things I always tell you when you run track, don't look back. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Because when you walk across the stage like y'all are, they calling your name. They ain't calling somebody else's name. We get caught up in little, well, they got through in 2 years. So what? You finished in 4. Guess what? You still get a job. Finish the race. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And stop the rumor of intelligence. Intelligence is a great thing. The one thing about intelligence is it gets you through faster. It doesn't make you better. That's all it does. People who work hard now rule the world. People who are willing to work, you got to have that grit. I think somebody said. You have to be willing to work. And as a result of this working, you have to have the faith in yourself to believe that you can overcome any obstacle that may be put in front of you. We have to stop worrying about what might happen and continue to push on and fight on. I enter nothing expecting to lose, but when I do, I learn from it. I don't sit back worrying about people. And young people, I can't even say this enough, it's not part of it. Please get away from thinking that you don't like people and you don't have to be around them. I hear students talk about, I want to be entrepreneurial. Yeah, they say it that way. I'm sitting down, I have to sit there at my desk. One thing about my students, they know I'm very real and direct. I'm like, what did you say, boy? And I want to be entrepreneurial. So I gave you a chance to direct them. Now get out of my office and find me this year to get it together so we can talk. This is a collegiate environment. We ain't doing this. Because I hear people say, I don't want to work for myself. So I don't have to answer to nobody. I'm going to let you in a little secret. There is no such place. Everybody answers to somebody. Everybody. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. What I'm trying to do is get you in line with the parade so that you can win. Never give up on yourself. Never let anybody else tell you what you can't do. Never let anybody tell you that you're not good enough. Stop listening to what was said to you and listening to what's going to happen to you and start seeing yourself as a winner. Stop focusing on the stuff that happened. I had a horrible childhood. And if I could do it again, my father would have been about 6'8", and my mother would have been somebody else. If I could customize my life, and I sure never would have came back to Cleveland. I had no intention on coming back to purgatory. But my grandfather got sick and sent for me as his executor, and I've been in purgatory now for 35 years. And I plan on leaving purgatory to go to Phoenix in about 5 years. So I can go somewhere where it cannot snow. That's my goal. That's you. Some people say it's hot. Well, December here, it's cold. So I'm going to take my chances on that heat. I'm getting old, stuff hurt. And the thing about it is, young people, I'm going to show you right now what greatness is. Look at somebody at your table and look at them in the eyes. It's COVID, don't touch them unless it's your family. Look at them in the eyes right now. I want you to look at them real good. Look at them real good. That means take 10 seconds and look at them in the eyes. All right. Those of you who didn't do it, I'm going to pray for you. Now, but those of you that did, I need you to understand something. You just saw greatness. As you looked upon them, they looked upon you. And every morning that you get up, man, the mirror ties into it. When you look in the mirror, ain't nothing wrong with you saying, I'm awesome. Saying, I'm great. I'm worthy. I deserve this. And if you like me, you wake up in the morning saying, I'm beautiful. I'm sexy. I'm awesome. I'm alluring. Woo, you need to know me. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you can't brag about you, who will? You better say who you are and don't be ashamed to walk into a room. You should not be ashamed to walk into a room with a bunch of people like me with all these letters after our name. Guess what? We ain't no better than you. We just spend more time in school. I am no more important than my mechanic, my baker, the candlestick maker, and everybody else. The only difference is I chose to work in the field of psychology that would diagnose and treat mental illness. You are just as good if you make cakes for birthdays and weddings. You're just as good if you iron clothes. You're just as good if you keep my plumbing tight. You're just as good if you keep my lights working. You're just as good if you build my garage. All of us are needed. Don't ever look down upon yourself because you're not doing what somebody else is doing. A whole lot of my friends are medical doctors. I think they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But hey, they think I'm crazy because I treat cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So it is the same thing. So don't ever think that what you want to do is not good enough. If that's what you want to do, do it. If that's what you dreamed about doing, do it. Because I do have one regret. One regret that I have is that when I was young, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. And I'm standing here to tell you this today, young people, and even some of y'all young tender parents, is this. I put it off too long. And there was no return on the investment. And the director of mental health at UH sat me down. He told me real nicely, you're too old to go to medical school. And I was. Because you got to go to medical school, then you got to think about 10 more years in after residency and stuff to do it. He said, I would get an age I am now, just to get started. He said, so we're going to go this route. And this was 25 years ago. He said, no, you don't want to do that. You want to do this. I'm still happy with what I do. And I'm saying this to say that a lot of students want to take a break after high school. There is no break. Life still goes on. What are you breaking from? I don't understand it. Even my family, my nephews. What are you breaking from? Life is hard without credentials. Life gets better with credentials. I love people say, I need a year to party. Do you know how much better you can party if you make $8,000 a year? You'll stop eating this steaks and eat T-bone steaks. You'll start drinking stuff that don't have the label scratched off, and now you can decide what label. Some of y'all might even get bougie and put your own label on the bottle. There's a difference. Don't wait. Don't put it off. The destiny is you all. You can go out and do anything you want to do. If your attitude and your associations are right, you persist, and you believe in yourself. Do you believe in yourself right now? That's a question. Do you believe in yourself? Y'all give me the punk answer. Stop it. I noticed that they're West Side. Do you believe in yourself? Yes. I'll say it a little better now. Do you believe? Oh, I'm going to say it. If you ask me that question, I'm going to be like, yes! I believe in myself so much right now that if a bear and a lion came in here, I ain't worried. They can be mad and growling. Don't know why I ain't worried? Because I'm faster than one of y'all. That's all I got to be. Faster than one of y'all. See, the thing about it is, never say that you can't. I've had people tell me what I can't do, and I made the point to be able to do it. Ain't nobody going to stop me from doing nothing. And if you're not happy in 10 years, it's your fault. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame your grandparents. Don't blame your drunk uncle or your crazy auntie. Don't everybody got a drunk uncle and a crazy auntie. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You might even have a drunk auntie. It's totally possible. We all got family. We all family here. Let's be real. And we all know there's a fool in the family. And if it ain't no fool in the family, go look at the man in the mirror and you'll know who it is. You'll know who it is that's the fool in the family. So it is what it is, but don't ever sell yourself short. You have achieved a notable accomplishment in this time to earn a high school diploma. Don't let this be the last commencement that you attend. Go get your associates. If you're interested, I sure can help you do that. And even get a bachelor's degree. Go get a master's degree. And even spend the time doing what we did, getting a doctorate. You can do this. School is not hard. Life is hard without school. Credentials open up doors. And the one thing I would say, because you always have this negative idiot, you know, that Darnell Downer in your family or something. If you go to school, you're going to have debt. You know what? Y'all going to be in debt if y'all don't go to school. You're going to do stupid stuff. We humans. At one time, I spent money on clothes like a dummy. And it took me a while to get off under that. Then I realized I go to Wally World and buy something. Because I don't care what label is on my clothes. You know what I worry about? My name after pay to the order of. Some of y'all get where I'm going with this. If what I put on defines me, then what am I when I don't have it on? I'll wear anything if I like it. Don't buy anything or do anything because to tell you the truth here, as we look like black and brown people for the most part, we waste more money than we invest. I would not let the kids in my family buy Jordan. I refuse to. My nephew tried it, beat him down, made him take him back. You know what we did? My friend is an investment banker. He taught him how to invest that $225. And he turned that $225 into $2,000 in a couple of years. That's power. That's legacy. If it wears out, it wasn't worth having. Money is something that you must become studious of. Be a student of money. Don't let it make you. Money will get you things and open up doors. But good credit, a good attitude, and being coachable will take you further than any money ever will. There's a lot of us out here that are about to retire. We want to turn the keys over to the palace, and we're looking for you all. The Valedictorian, Salutatorian, I applaud you. But you know what? Everybody can't be the valedictorian. Everybody can't be the salutatorian. When y'all graduate from college, you're going to hear summa cum laude, magna cum laude, but you know what? Most of us graduated all laude. And when you graduate, that's all they're really concerned about, is that you got your letters and you got through with your school. Don't look down upon yourself because you're not an honor roll. You're being honored to have a diploma. You will be honored to have a degree. That's where you look at life. Don't look at what other people are doing. Focus on you. Be selfish about where you're going. If you have a dream, dream it. And if the people around you can't help you achieve it, find the people that can. Then I'm done. I love LeBron James. Why I love him? LeBron is a bad man. Want to know why? LeBron was here and he wanted to win. He could not win with the people he was